Whoa, we're trying to understand Homestuck. It's been a minute, but we're back. We're
Episode
on,
2.
episode 2. We're on page 30. So
Okay.
last time, stuff happened. Spurb is here. We're trying to decide whether to go downstairs to get it, or to not do that, because Dad's down there.
Dad's gonna tell us a bunch of dad jokes. We don't want that.
You don't want that.
He'll monopolize our time.
Monopolize our time. Yeah. So, our next move is to examine the games in the CD drive, which is just barely visible in the bottom left. And so we're going to do that.
So, could have put countless man hours. This is what quality titles.
Quality titles.
It's just a bunch of lines.
You see.
Like,
because you're on a phone, I bet you can't do the thing. But I can mouse over them.
Oh!
And it shows a bunch of stuff in them. They're all got little covers. We've got
Oh,
Bar
yeah,
of the Quest. Yeah. Caper Havers. And we've got Problem Sleuth.
Ghostbusters.
And It Don't Stop. This is just a pumpkin with a question mark. Ghostbusters 2 and RPG. Little Monsters by Konami.
Oh no. Oh god, that... By the way, I haven't seen the movie still. No review. I probably
Harry
won't.
Anderson, Calm My Bluff. Can I click on them? I can click on them. Can I click on all of them? Do they all do different things?
What do they do?
Oh, they take you to the games. There's a lot of things.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that we're gonna read Colonel Sassacre's daunting text.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've just been clicking on these, and there's like a bunch of them. There's like little mini games going on here.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not on a computer. I'm on a phone.
Even if you should look, you should be able to click on them though. It should just like link you.
For a weird treat. I'm gonna try. I guess you can. I chose pumpkin.
Which one? The pumpkin? Yeah.
Well, pumpkin.
That takes us to jailbreak apparently. Start jailbreaking. We've awoken and locked up. We wake up locked in a deserted jail cell, completely alone. There's nothing at all in our cell, useful or otherwise. Looking at the floor, I feel like there is something useful on the floor that looks like it kind of looks like there's a key on the floor, my dude. I'm gonna attempt to pry open the window. There are no objects around with which to pry open the window. Okay, we can craft a pumpkin to ourselves so that we have one hideous arm. What pumpkin? Oh, nope, the pumpkin's not there anymore.
No pumpkin.
Or two muscular arms with which the man handled the key.
He already has arms.
Look out the window. There is a keyhole down there.
Throw the key down to that guy, so he can open that door.
Alright. Oh, it's landed with a metallic clank.
Loudly tell the guy the key and try to open the door. Hello. Despite your belly.
The man casually opened the door and leaves.
Oh my god.
Help the window and attempt to bring him back. Wonderful.
So you turn around to unzip. There's another keyhole.
Ah, helpful.
Open door. I wonder where the fuck the pumpkin went.
That's a good question.
Do a dance.
What a beautiful little dance. Oh, we did the other one.
Oh my god. You hope you do a dance, pee out the window.
The guy's climbing up on a ladder to bring back the key. Turns out, be on his face.
Thank God he killed him.
Falls down, the ladder snaps in half. It shuts the door on the bottom too. Just for fun.
God.
Exotic rhythms take over your body as you start to do a really silly dance. You recall your initial urge to urinate out the window. Now that you think of it, you really have to pee. The urine splashes onto the man outside, who had a change of heart. He's climbing the ladder to give you the key.
Knock on the door. Yeah,
Let's knock on that door.
Oh my God. Your clumsy fist accident flies through the bars, knocking out a passerby. Keys from his keyring jangle on the floor. God.
It's violent.
This is just a series of mistakes. Ask Dungeon Master if there is one fucking way out of the room.
He's unconscious.
Knocked out the Dungeon Master. Examine floor.
What's on the floor? Ooh, a clump of nutrient-enriched dirt. Sweet spice of the earth. You sit in hushed awe at the luster of the brown gold. Oh, the pumpkin's there in the background.
The pumpkin. Oh no.
Let's say hello to the pumpkin.
Oh no.
Never mind, there's not a pumpkin.
The pumpkin has once again disappeared. What is this? What is this? Search room thoroughly for a pumpkin.
We got a pumpkin. We wake up next to a broken ladder. We're covered in dirt.
Wait a minute. Wait.
How'd we get down here?
Are we the...
If we were up there.
Did we, like, switch minds? Are we now this guy?
Yeah, we switched to ladder. I guess we're gonna throw a shoe at a key.
You're not even really sure if you're wearing shoes.
Wonderful.
Oh, rub key on chest. Oh.
Yeah, key smells like B2.
Oh no. Go through door.
The door's locked.
Use key on door.
Jiggle as you might, the key doesn't work. No, the lock smells kind of like B2.
Oh.
However, you can pretend that the broken ladder is a broken train track. Choo choo, all aboard the Moron Express.
Use ladder as battering ram.
Alright, we're gonna ram the door. Wham! Crack. The ladder is broken into 3 pieces now.
Talk the guy in the jail cell.
Yeah, talk to the guy in the jail cell. Alright. Let's do that. You yell to the imprisoned man. He yells something barely audible back to you.
God. Ignore all future input from Beetlejuice.
Probably a user. It's probably a username. But that's what that is. I'm sorry, I don't think I could do that with all future input from Beetlejuice.
True long ladder. Turn long ladder into stilts.
You fashioned a pretty nice pair of stilts, but you don't know how you're going to get up on them. If only you hadn't broken the other ladder in half, you might have been able to climb onto the stilts with it.
Hook key to the end of ladder and extend it to the jail cell guy.
Since the whole ladder was approximately the height of the window in the first place, half the ladder's height will not nearly reach.
Make clay from dirt and pee. Use it to glue ladder into pole.
We've got some Lego instructions here now. Alright. The rungs from one end of the latter half easily and snugly fit into the holes of the other. No cementation is necessary. This being the case, you now regret creating the smelly pea mud.
Hook key to ladder and extend to jail cell.
Alright, we've done the thing. It's still just a little out of reach.
Toss the contraption into the air to give it added lift. This isn't going to go well.
Apparently there was a second cell above the first cell, and that guy now has the key.
Oh my god. What the...
He's got a drill gun.
Let's have a drill.
With a little too much gusto, you send the rig sailing too high.
Oh, are you now the drill guy? Drill a hole in the floor.
Not this guy. Alright, it's time to sing Malaguena.
Hello.
Here's some singing. Somebody's thinking about some keys. Some singing is happening. The guy on top appears to be drilling. These are some difficult to understand comic strips, let me tell you.
Like difficult too.
Alright, you are a little bummed out that you missed grabbing the key by inches. In an attempt to drown your sorrows, you gush forth with melody, an enchanting rendition of Malaguena. In an attempt to silence your racket, the man above begins drilling noisily.
Wait. Hollow out pumpkin. Wear his helmet in case ceiling collapses. Wait. Oh no.
I'm quite certain there has never been and never will be a pumpkin in this room.
Keep singing until the guy drills through the hole. Through floor. Oh no.
Loud sing. You sing so hard, you topple backwards over the pumpkin. As you lie on the floor looking up, you see the tip of the drill just penetrating through the ceiling. It looks just big enough for a key to fit in.
Serenade the guy about how you want the key.
And no comment on this pumpkin, that definitely does exist.
Oh.
Good song here. It would be really great if you could give me that key.
Oh no.
Cool and good joke.
Oh no.
The man has opted to take a leak through the hole. You are getting really sick of pee.
Spit pee at me in the window. Oh.
Further high-class jokes.
What is what's going on? This is a game.
Apparently.
You start to spit the pee out the window, and the guy above you takes the dump on your head.
Mm-hmm. The surprise unfortunately causes you to swallow the pee. Barf. Barf.
So, overcome with nausea from the foul chain of events, you vomit. The man below has almost completely reconstructed the ladder using the same method he used to build the stilts. He's now nearly up to your cell when he is met with a face full of regurgitated urine.
Wonderful. Let's check on the knocked out guard. He's really down with the count.
He's dead. He's dead. Try waking up by peeing on him.
You're all tapped out for pee at the moment, but the grab on your head is emitting a powerful stench. The odor wakes the guard, who suddenly remembers your assault. He enters the cell to beat the shit out of you.
Leap over him in a desperate bid for freedom.
Here we go.
No. Wait.
We've been pumpkined. But we've hit the guy, and I think that slams the door.
You carelessly...
trip over. Oh, you can go.
Oh, sorry. You carelessly trip over a pumpkin, which has clearly been in plain sight this whole time. You knock out the man backwards into the door, slamming it shut. The guard is unconscious again.
Let's eat the pumpkin.
Oh, jeez. You suddenly wonder what happened to the poop on your head.
Alright, failing to eat a pumpkin, we will use the guard's pants to lasso keys through the opening in the door. Oh, the guard did have pants, that's true.
Yeah.
No, we're not sure if the guy's wearing pants, but he did seem to be wearing a belt. We flail the belt around uselessly, and then drop it.
This guard is battery. Oh my god. He's too heavy to lift completely, so you drag him close to the door and prop him up. Then smash his face against the door repeatedly. The door holds fast.
This is pretty violent.
Oh god, he's dead. You literally killed him.
Let's apologize to the guard's body.
You start to feel sorry for abusing the guard so badly. Mumble an apology. But then, a mere apology doesn't seem to do justice to the poor man. You decide he needs a proper funeral. You sever his head with your trusty pocket knife and place the head in the pumpkin, which you just hollowed out. Using a handy spoon, you dig a hole and bury the pumpkin. You say a few prayers, but he's in a better place.
Now we're going to green text a status.
Game stat.
We get a wonderful little pause screen. Game stat. Health 74. Strength 32. Dexterity 41. Wisdom 24. Pluck 89. Metal 67. Chutzpah 90. Fortitude 11. Temerity 66. Cheek 95. Pumpkins destroyed 1. Keys in inventory 0. Key throwing accuracy 0%. Urinations 3. Decapitations score 890. Now we're rolling pause. Hey, now we're Joe Guy.
Oh no. You wake up in your cell after a short nap. There's a key to your side, a drill against the wall, with a small piece-soaked hole in the floor.
Let's drill through the floor. Oh, it's actually happened.
For the first time in your 3-year imprisonment, it occurs to you to drill a large hole in the floor, put your back into it. Well,
the text doesn't mention it, but the drill also falls through the hole, lands on the corpse, and then proceeds to continue spinning, covering the entire room in blood. However, we can poke our head through the hole and wave.
You're delighted to see your neighbor, and you decide you are long overdue for a proper greeting. Your oversized cranium gets lodged in the hole. You are stuck fast.
Wave legs in the air.
Oh. Your most creative solution to the problem is to hoist your torso in the air and flail your legs. It seems to be working when something goes wrong. It seems like you've hurt yourself really badly.
Possibly broken your neck. Hard to say. But Drogai is now spewing blood into the hole. Wonderful. Let's proceed.
You suddenly realize you're now this guy.
Wonderful. Cool.
Oh no. Draw pictures of naked ladies on the wall with blood.
Oh no, all you have is gay porno.
Wait a minute.
I've got some hunk rump.
That's
Powerful.
drill hole through door.
Yeah, we do have the drill now. Oh no, the drill is not strong enough to penetrate steel.
Throw through the wall right next to the door.
That would seem to make sense. All these thoughts of drilling and penetration have given you a serious hankering for some quality time with Hunk Grub magazine.
Continue to enjoy our job.
Wonderful. We've switched to Ladder Guy now. And it would seem that you are putting the finishing touches on a robot you have built from ladder pieces. You are soaked in regurgitated urine, and this activity has been a nice diversion. You can call him Logwarg. He's magnificent.
Command Logwarg. Logwarg.
With commanding authority, you issue the order. Logwarg has no brain, motor, or any moving parts.
Use Logwarg as a battering ram.
This can only go well. From atop your great mechanized mount, you command Logwarg to break down the door, like a huge battering ram. This unfortunately does nothing, because Logwarg cannot move.
Put your brain inside Logwarg's head.
This is a powerful move right here. You're not sure how you're going to get your brain into Logwarg's head, or out of your own head for that matter, but you get an idea. We have now crawled into Logwarg and popped, and we now sit inside of it like a mech. It is a mech.
It's a mech now. Is this an Ava reference?
Is this a Final Fantasy VI reference?
Is this any mech anime reference?
Final Fantasy VI is my favorite mecha anime.
It's time to wreak havoc.
Logwarg has no moving parts. You can barely move inside your new wooden prison.
Make a little love.
Just we do a little move, okay? Then we hear a word. The drill comes out the wall and smashes Logwarg. You decide all these thoughts of destruction should be offset by a little good earnest lovemaking. While you contemplate your current options for sexual partners, a whirring is heard from overhead.
Sacrifice your soul to the heathen gods.
You've considered doing a lot of stupid things before, but this idea takes the cake.
Rebuild Logwarg.
From the Logwarg ashes rises the phoenix of Drillorg, supreme next generation mechabot at your service.
Oh my god. Get down tonight.
You're really excited about the advent of Drillorg. You have no choice but to totally get down. Festivities and gyrations may or may not continue into the evening.
Get your bachelor's degree in robotics.
You don't even know where to begin addressing how stupid that idea is. However, we can examine a rope-like object.
Oh no. So the guy that we had, the only remaining guy that's in the cell, has used the dungeon master's intestines as a rope. Yeah.
Now, with great prescience. Is that how you pronounce that? Prescience? Prescience?
I don't know.
Press science.
Press.
With great prescience, move away from end of the intestine.
Climbing down.
With great prescience, you move away from the end of the intestine.
No. Make a robot out of that.
Make a robot out of that guy. Alright, that's good. I don't think I'm familiar with make a robot out of that guy.
Right. Oh no. Crushed by the loss of your prized automaton. Your son of lumber. You are reduced to tears. The other guy consoles you. He thinks he has something that might cheer you up.
Has something may or may not be honk rope.
It may or may not be gay porn. No.
Alright, let's just pause. Oop, it's paused. And now we're gonna unpause. Oh, where's this guy?
You and your newfound buddy stand face to face, wondering what to do. The shattered remains of Drillard rest in a tragic. Oh, we got
a branch here.
We got choices. Should I go one path and you go the other path?
How are we gonna handle that in terms of like a podcast?
True. It
looks like Climb Intestine goes to 69 and B the other guy goes to 78. So I think we'll Climb Intestine first. Okay. And then we can come back to 68 later. Oh, actually, it's got the save button. We could use that. We've got that helpful save button. So that's save. Alright, we're gonna climb the intestine. There we go. Let's pull the corpse against the thing. We've fallen out. Alright. You decide to climb the intestine from which your new mate descended. He thinks, what the heck? Might as well follow. You both begin a perilous, smell-it climb. The added weight causes a sudden jerk from the other end. You make it through, but your partner's not so lucky. With a great sense of accomplishment, you survey the room. Wow, what happened in here?
Clean the place up a bit. Using your trusty rag, you make some pretty good headway on the room. You notice a patch of dirt where it looks like something is buried.
Apparently we're going to eat whatever is in the hole.
You firmly resolve to eat whatever you unearth from the hole, no matter how unsafe. When suddenly the dirt collapses, avoiding the hole is left behind. You have to make other dinner plans.
Dig deeper. Search for Prime Minister's gold hookers.
You start to dig, hoping there will be valuables belonging to important people. But your oversight's head becomes stuck. There's something oddly familiar about this situation.
We're going to ease our head out of that hole.
You begin to gently squirm and wriggle. When you start hearing an eerie buzz around your head, the pumpkin.
It's become a pumpkin.
Oh no. Carve holes for mouth and eyes. God.
This can only go well.
Disturbing.
Much better. Now you can see through the thick flesh of the vegetable. That's using your gourd.
Go to window and show off your new helmet.
Through some act of divine collusion, you are drawn to the portal to look down. And down there we see the other guy, who's now wearing 2 pumpkins.
Greet him. He just flips them off. Real angrily.
We'll ask the man to throw intestine up to us. It says you.
You think maybe your first gesture was made a bit brashly. Diplomacy may be the most mutually beneficial strategy. You kindly voice your request. The other man, though apparently irate, seems to be swayed by your tone. After all, you did ask very nicely. Success.
We finally achieved something.
God.
So now this one I notice goes to 86. We're at 77 right now. So should we go to 86 or should we go back to the other one?
I say let's just keep on going.
Yeah, let's just continue here.
Especially since this whole podcast is just the game. It's just jailbreak. So use intestine like scarf and climb intestine.
We're gonna swoop, we're gonna hoist, we're gonna jerk, we're gonna pop. There's a lot of things that happen here. You sling the intestine around your neck like a shawl. How glamorous. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. So what happens in these images? We hoist somebody up. Oh, I see. We tie the intestine around our neck. Okay. faster than the weight of somebody trying to climb up it. It causes the pumpkin to pop off of our head, which sends us flying backwards through the hole. Apparently. The pumpkin head then falls down through the door at the bottom, which is apparently open now. The pumpkin then bounces over to the pumpkin purifier, which shoots the pumpkin and goes wow. And then for some reason the pumpkin pops on our head again, but facing backwards. And then we carve a sadder pumpkin face into the front.
Oh god.
It's time to eat the pumpkin portions. Just cut out of the head pumpkin.
Damn. The pumpkin portion is a little bit too big for your mouth hole. You think to yourself, I didn't have my trusty knife with me. I think I'd slit my wrist.
Haha, what a funny joke. Because it would be difficult to slit your wrist if you didn't have a knife. No. Let's play the get out of jail free card.
Of course! You forgot about your get out of jail free card. This is not a get out of jail free card. You're suddenly this guy. You're taking a strong interest in the store, what's inside. You think to yourself, I'll probably go through the store no matter what other stupid idea pops into my mind.
Yeah, this is not a get out of jail free card. This is Hunks Magazine.
This is Hunks Magazine.
With a Z.
Yeah, the 90s spell. Do you want me to read the next one, or?
Oh, I don't know. I just kind of zoned out for a minute. For the love of God, go through the door with 2 exclamation marks. We feel strongly about this. Slam, lock. There's a pumpkin on a pedestal. There's a knife on the floor. The room is very tall.
God. You step through the door, which instantly slams behind you, making a locking noise. You have a feeling it is locked. In the room is a wall which has 3 pumpkin-shaped recesses. One has a happy face, another sad, the other scared or surprised or something. There's a fresh pumpkin on a pedestal and a carving knife next to it. The room seems to extend very high up. Might even go all the way up to the roof. Up there.
Let's carve the pumpkin into a surprised face. With your most determined face, you set about turning the pumpkin into a work of art. You really suck at carving pumpkins.
Put it in the sad recess.
Big mood.
You're not deterred by any theoretical discrepancies between your handiwork and the pumpkin spec, nor do you feel you have to put the pumpkin in the correct recess. It's like a glove. Removing the pumpkin from the pedestal may have triggered some of it, however.
It would appear that the room is flooding. We're going to drink as much as we can, as fast as we can.
You can't believe how stupid that idea is, but it's worth a shot, I guess.
And we're going to plug up the hole with a pumpkin.
You figure it's about time. You took off the silly, uncomfortable pumpkin armor and put it to good use. There must be something that can stop the terrible flow of this water. Probably some mechanism. Maybe right in this room.
Carve pumpkins to match faces on the wall and put them in.
Maybe it's the surging, cruel water rising inexorably. But you're suddenly much more inspired to put concerted effort into refining your craft. You hone your willpower into that of a master sculptor. Each slice, each contour of the knife bends to your will. Yes, yes. The results are breathtaking. The expressions are human emotion incarnate. Why are these pumpkins or fellow men wrapped with the human condition? No time for reflection now. As you wait for something to happen, think at the very least, maybe you could float into the opening in the ceiling. Even though you're not a great swimmer. As the water engulfs your head, you hear another distant mechanical sound. The bars just appear above your head. They're very cool.
Those look pretty far apart, though. We could probably just fit between this.
Oh shit.
No, we've switched to the other guy now. Luckily for the cause of suspense, you are now the other guy in his cell, wondering exactly what to do. There is a noise. The secret door opens to the adjacent cell. These two have been long dead. You wonder what kind of moronic adventures they were up to. You guess you'll probably never know. We've got two skeletons. There's intestines coming in through the hole at the top. We've got 3 keys. One of them is wearing a shoe on the head. One of them has a violin. There's a gun. It's hard to tell exactly what they're doing.
Bring the gun along in case you have to off yourself.
I wonder if the siren picks up.
I hear it.
Well, fortunately, it's been like 43 minutes now.
Oh my god.
So I think that we can probably consider this episode finished. Let's call this the end of the episode for now.
Yeah. Oof. Should we, for the 3rd episode, should we just give up on Jailbreak?
Maybe.
Because I would have been alright if it was the whole episode. That wouldn't be bad, but I think if we go into Jailbreak and it's more than a 2nd episode, I think that's not...
Here's what I'm thinking. What if Jailbreak is a previous MS Paint adventure by the Homestuck guy? And it was just added in here as a fun reference.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Maybe.
So this is actually not Homestuck at all.
We just, we haven't even done the outro.
Do we have an outro?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what this episode's doing. It's a free Jailbreak.
I think that. Well, I have two thoughts here. One is that this seems to have become more non-linear than expected, and so I think that we should maybe give up on live reading. I feel like live reading isn't working real well in this context. And I also think that if we each read it on our own, that we can read like a bunch of things. Like we can read a lot and then come together and talk about them.
Yeah,
if we have the opportunity to read it on our own time.
Should we consider this like a 2nd episode and do another 2nd episode if we need to, and then and then do another episode another night, or
yeah. Well, this can be episode 2. That is just fine. And then I don't know. We could do an episode another night, or maybe we could do it tonight. I don't know. It just depends on how long we want to read, and then go over.
I also want to get back in Kid Nation, to be honest.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do that. Anywho, that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye.